Let's be honest. Markets, they don't move because everyone agrees, everyone's on the same page. That's why most people miss it. They move when the signals contradict the headlines. And the headlines right now, they tell you nothing's happening. Rates, they're just going to be held steady, not the big rate cuts everyone was hoping for. The Bitcoin ETF, it's bleeding. You see outflows day after day. And XRP, it has been range bound forever. It's quite irritating. But under the surface, the incentives, they just flipped and in a big way. When you really look at it, the Fed, they chose hesitation over control. That single decision, it's going to change how institutions deploy capital right now, not later, but now. At the same time, if you really look at it, XRP, they're not treating it like a speculative asset anymore. They're starting to treat it like what it is here, a system component. Settlement rails, they're being wired directly into everyday finance. These types of price targets, they move you up into the double digits here. The market is being told one thing while reality prepares for another. Let's get into it. There is a lot of big news to go over. First of all, we see the Federal Reserve hold steady, pausing a 3-meeting cut streak here. Chairman Powell cites a firm footing for the economy. Economy's doing well. Job market staying stable. Inflation still a little bit elevated. Spoiler alert, it's going to stay elevated. You'll probably see the next Fed chair raise that inflation target. They're going to have to. That's just the reality of where we are. So he's not talking about raising rates, which I don't know why people thought that he might. They will cut this year. And if they don't, it's going to be just means things went well. That's fine with me, but they're going to have to cut before the end of this year. You best believe, in a few times. XRP leading the charge up 2% today, eyeing that $2 psychological resistance. We're going to bust right through it. If we break through this with volume, well, things shift and they shift quickly. And we see, even more importantly, the top 10 are all in the green right now. Is this the start of something? Well, only time will tell. We'll have to see this develop a little bit. We did have some price predictions. Now, 21 shares, they're being a little bit, I think, even for my taste, they're being a little conservative here. 50% base case. They think XRP is going to reach $2.45, basically. A bull case of $2.69. They're saying regulatory clarity, ETF dominance, and real-world utility here. RWAs, DeFi. And what they are saying, more important than their ridiculous price targets, that what XRP is doing right now, it's mirroring Ethereum's 2020 DeFi summer, which set up a huge bull run, as we all know. Now, I like Standard Charter and their analysts better. They're being bold. They are projecting an $8 XRP by the end of this year and $12.50 by 2028. That's more like it. I want to get going, even higher than that, but that'll be a good start right there. And, we'll have to see it develop. But most people are looking for a bullish outcome. And remember, like 21 shares, they're investors to them buying at $1.90 and selling at $2.45. That might be a pretty good gain in short order. But XRP can do that in an afternoon. It's like nothing, like just chilling. It can make that jump out of nowhere. Kind of a silly price prediction, but still bullish nonetheless. They think it's going up. Now, I put this video up, and I like these kind of videos because it shows you where people have an error in their reasoning and their logic. And this person says, I have a problem with XRP because you can use other assets on the network. Now, to me, that sounds kind of bullish, right? And that's what you see on Ethereum, Solana, and other blockchains. They have multi-asset capability. XRP was just the first. XRP was just the first to have this capability, but, they all have it. If I'm going to send a payment on Ethereum, I could use a stable coin. I could use any asset I want. I could use ETH itself. If it doesn't hurt ETH, why does it hurt XRP? And I know people will say, well, Ethereum has all this extra utility because, well, you have to pay high gas fees. Well, if it just comes down to high gas fees, listen, this is software, man. Let's just crank up the gas fees on XRP, and now all of a sudden we have manufactured utility. It's nonsense. It's silly. You want to be able to use, different assets flowing onto your ledger. If it's not bad for Ethereum, if it's not bad for Solana that you have stable coins, it ain't bad for XRP. Let's get real here. The bridge between TradFi and DeFi just got a massive upgrade. Now, we've had this partnership with Gemini for a while, and they're just giving back rewards, right, for using that Gemini credit card. Well, now this is going to real-world adoption. Credit card integration, RLUSD, will now be used for blockchain-based settlement for Gemini credit card transactions. So now we're using the technology. It's not just promotional, right? This is a big deal. 24/7 efficiency, that's why they're doing this. Mastercard, Sherry Heyman put it, They're using their global network to bring regulated open loop stablecoin payments into the financial mainstream. And again, this is going to be the year of adoption of this technology, which is even more exciting than ETFs. Now, are you ready for tax season here? It's that time of year, awful time of year. And I don't know what some of you people are doing. You come into my office with stuff that looks like this, with all your transactions, just stop it. Whether you do it yourself or some poor tax professional's doing it for you, stop it with this nonsense. CoinLedger, great software, auto syncs with 600 plus exchanges and wallets, Kraken, Coinbase, MetaMask, you name it, self-custody and exchanges. It exports everything ready to be reported correctly on your return. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. There'll be a link down below. You can use my affiliate link, and there's also a promo code. You get 10% off. This is going to make your life or your tax professional's life, God bless them, that much easier. And more importantly, it's going to be accurate, and you're going to know your numbers are right. CoinLedger, great software for getting you ready to report your taxes correctly. Check it out. I think you'll like it. ZhaoDAO, again, I'm so excited about this Expector, one of my favorite projects in the XRP ledger. We see the ZhaoDAO headquarters, a place we're going to be able to meet and discuss. And that's what I've been saying we need, and in a big way, it's becoming a reality here. Link down below for that as well. Make sure you join the ZhaoDAO, $10 for lifetime membership. Use your Salmon wallet, your Bifrost wallet, participate in this blockchain, and help make the XRP ledger the most decentralized blockchain in the world. It's not just about the developers or the people running the network, the validators. It's also the ecosystem participants, the investors, the regular folk. They all should play a part in the future of this blockchain, and that's what we're doing with the ZhaoDAO. Link down below and in the pinned comment. This institutional exodus, we hear about this a lot. It's being overblown. Here's why. Yeah, Bitcoin, it's seen pretty significant correction, and we are seeing outflows, but most of those outflows, they are on just a couple exchanges, Fidelity, Grayscale, and ARK. That's 92% of the outflows. BlackRock, it's been resilient. Yeah, it's down a little bit. They've had some outflows, but they still hold over 70 billion in assets in that ETF, controlling 4% of the Bitcoin supply. This looks like the classic profit taking. A lot of people did very well on their Bitcoin positions. They're just pulling profits, rebalancing, things like that. And on-chain data confirms this. We are still seeing exchange balances declining. Long-term holders are still accumulating more. And so this is bullish. It's not some panic sell, not a big deal. And we're seeing nice inflows to things like the XRP ETF. Now, we had an emergency meeting at the White House regarding the battle for crypto legislation. It's hitting a boiling point. The White House Crypto Council just convened an emergency sit-down between people in the banking sector and people in the crypto sector. We got to get this clarity done. Of course, we have the Coinbase standoff here. They want to be earning yield on deposits for their customers. Banks don't want that. And there's other stuff with DeFi and KYC and a lot of stuff to work out here. The banks, of course, are terrified. Their businesses are being threatened. But in the long term, they're all going to have to incorporate this technology, and they'll have more efficient businesses and better businesses, or they're going to go out of business. It is just the future. I hope they get this thing done. Had the CEO of Kraken here in this interview on Yahoo Finance. He says $100 trillion plus will be added to market participation worldwide from blockchain and crypto. Kraken CEO reminds people, look, we're arguing over all this clarity stuff here in the U.S. Just look at some of the other markets. They've already figured this all out. They have regulations. We can use those as a model. It ain't that difficult. And he says this is really the deal. Most people understand what the future looks like. We just got to go out there and make it happen. Lastly here, Bitcoin is bleeding some capital with those ETF outflows from those select ETFs, but Ethereum is quietly repositioning itself as, well, this institutional king, this utility king. And Bitcoin, again, suffering outflows. The Ethereum narrative is shifting away from pure price action towards its role as a foundational layer of a new economy. Whether you're an Ethereum investor or not, we want the altcoin space to heat up. And Ethereum is the number one altcoin right now, at least. And nothing's more bullish than if that sucker starts going up, because guess what? XRP is going to go up faster. Your Flare is going to go up way faster. That's good. We want to see Ethereum start to catch a bid, start to get some heat. And I think it's going to happen here. Some funds like 21 Shares saw minor outflows. The underlying network demand for DeFi stablecoins, RWAs, remains robust. Adoption is happening. And if that sucker goes, if we see Ethereum go, altcoins will follow suit, and violently. Can't wait to see it. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.